you said you asked me if I listened to that Cole, and obviously with this being the offspring of On Deck TV show, I don't want to get in too deep into it because I know y'all will cover it on next week's episode. Cole announced the fall off. For the longest, it was the new version of Detox. We didn't know if the fall off was ever coming. And now the fall off has an official date, February 6, 2026. J. Cole will be releasing his final album, Spike Lee. Like I said, not to cut too much into, I don't want to ask you what you thought about the song. I'll let you do that on Deck next week. But I do want to ask you, what do you think about, A, do you think this is really going to be his last album? And B, has the narrative changed since everything that happened with him backing out of the lyrical warfare? I remember when that happened. I remember you specifically saying, I don't want to hear nothing else Cole got to say. I don't want to hear you talk about you the best. I don't want to hear none of that because you put your sword down when it was time to fight. Now that some time has passed, are you excited for the fall off? Do you are you excited?
I'm not excited about it, but I do want to hear it now. Yeah, I want to hear it. When I says I don't want to hear him rap about being the best no more.
Gotcha.
If he has more interesting shit to say, then I'll listen to that because that's J. Cole is that good of an artist. And I thought he had some interesting stuff to say in this, and this was an interesting song. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, the beat, I like it.
There's a line in particular that I would love to talk to you about, but I'll wait until it comes. I'll wait until everything. We'll talk about it later. Do you think this is going to be his last album? You think this is it? You think he's hanging it up?
I could see it. He that type of dude, in my opinion.
Same thing Phil said.
Yeah, he that type of dude, in my opinion. Like we may never hear from him again. Like niggas would be like, hey, you remember J. Cole? Yeah, and like he ain't done no features, no, he ain't been spotted nowhere. He on some like Andre shit.
So with this rollout, because that's one thing about him, for him to be as famous as he is, he does do a lot of regular stuff, right? Like even in the video, he's washing his car, just regular, basic Saturday morning errands, right? Like that you would think that, oh, you're so famous to do that. The one thing I will say about this rollout so far, the acceptance of your mortality, the acceptance of it's not going to be like this forever. Like I only have a window like that. Shout out to The Wire. Marlo wanted to wear that crown. I remember him telling Vincent, who was his bank, he said, man, that crown is heavy. Avon wore, he said, and Marlo said the whole point was they got a chance to wear it. Now it's my turn. Not a lot of people get to wear that crown. And the maturity and understanding of accepting this, it won't last forever. I don't want to be the best forever. Life's natural rotation is to come and go. I'm going to do it on my terms. I think that's very fascinating. It's very fascinating. I want to hear what he has to say about it because that is one of the things, the gratitude of being in that space. I think in the little rollout clip, not the little rollout clip, that sounded like hating. In the rollout clip, there was a voiceover that was talking about, not even the fact that I'm even here, the fact that people even get to this point in itself. I'm paraphrasing.
That was fire. That whole speech was fire. Yeah,
it puts things into perspective, and I think when you look at it like that, you're like, oh shit, it makes sense that he will disappear. Like he's already a low key dude anyway.
Facts.
I think he just want to duck off, take my money, live with my family. I think if anything,
he gonna live in like Wyoming or something.
Well, I was gonna say before everything that popped off last summer. Was that last summer or 2 summers ago? Was that 2024?
Yeah,
that's 2024.
Yeah, GNX came out at the end of 2024.
24, yeah. So you could have convinced me that maybe it's not the last album, maybe it's something else that'll be coming. But now I think with all that and all the drama, for lack of better terms, all the drama that came with it, I'm sure he was like, man, fuck y'all. I'll chill with my family. I'll chill with my money. I'll chill with my friends. I've already built the life that I want. Yeah, I built the life that I want. I'm simple.
Compound, homeschool kids, like some real like cult type shit is what it's gonna be.
Nah, it might. Exactly. He got a bunker, all type of shit. Right. Like you said, we might never see Cole again,
ever again.
We don't see him now. So,
right, you barely see him now. So I was about to ask you. You said you did like the rollout. Well,
It's on brand for him.
Yeah,
it's on brand for Cole.
And you do want to hear it.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to hear what he has to say. My fear is that the buildup is. I'm one of those people, man. We've talked about this on here with movies, man. If I have 2 weeks to hear about how great something is, my expectations are too high. Everybody that I've heard talk, A, we've been waiting on the fall off for a minute, and B, everybody I heard talk about it, like JID was on somewhere saying, "Man, I heard it. It's incredible." Like I've heard nothing but good things, so now it's like, all right, how good is this going to be? As good as Cole is, he still has a ceiling.
Okay.
Like I don't know if he can top what I think.
Has he reached this
version of J. Cole is?
Oh, and that was 20. What was it for you? 2014 or the early Cole?
Nah, it had to be. It's 2014. That's the most complete Cole. Even though I am low key a Born Center guy, I think I prefer Born Center over 2014. But I understand. I would never argue with anybody about 2014 being better. I get it. Okay. And it's his most complete project. It's his most that's like I said, the best version of himself.
Yeah, I feel like that's a classic album.
You know, that's the 95. Actually, that's like the 96, 97 MJ. As far as like I've been in this game long enough, how to get to my spots, how to do whatever. I think that young, hungry, Born Center, that I'm still on the rise. Like I'm not. He even called himself a B-list celebrity in that album. Like I'm not that nigga yet. I'm not doing arenas. I'm still doing House of Blues and stuff like that. Like I saw J. Cole when 2014 came out.
Yeah.
I saw J. Cole when 2014 came out. I saw him in concert. Actually saw him with Portia. And we saw him at Riverbend. And Riverbend's like an outdoor like amphitheater type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So him doing NBA arenas now, like that's a big jump. So there was something more about that. You saw it coming, but I don't know. I don't know if Cole is. I believe if it really took him 10 years, like he said, to make this album, I'm expecting great things.
Damn, 10 years. I didn't know that.
Yeah, in the intro on the rollout, it said for the past 10 years, X, Y, Z. It kind of gave an explanation of what the fall off is.
The running joke is his music puts you to sleep. So there may be some people yelling at their radios right now that we open with Cole, or they may have fallen asleep. So we want y'all to wake up.
Yeah, real quick. Wasn't that I said you tweet out it's Friday? Ain't nobody trying to hear no damn J. Cole.
Ain't nobody trying to hear no damn J. Cole.
Yeah, I think so, man. But yeah, man, that's a
there's people that feel like that because I sent this over a couple of times. I'll let you get to it because I got a question for you. I want to ask you about something I saw too. Do a little quick pop culture in the beginning. Damn, what was I just saying?
It's about sending that Cole over to somebody or some people.
Oh yeah, I sent that Cole over to some. I sent
trying to hear it.
I sent one nigga responded with a sleep emoji, and another nigga responded. Another nigga responded with the whoop de doo. Whoop de doo. So he has lost.
Like Cole, man. All right, man. We gonna stop. We gonna move on.
But he was in his Nas bag. He was in his Nas bag. With
the rewind.
Song,
yeah,
I like that. I fuck with that. Let me ask you about
real quick. Let me. You want to talk about it now? Or you do the intro. It's up to you.
Let me talk about it now because then we'll talk about what we really talk about. Let's quick. Have you seen Freaky Zeke, Jim Jones, and Dame in the video?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Give me share your thoughts about that.
It's embarrassing, man. It's really embarrassing. Hey, it's embarrassing that
that's what I wanted to get to before. I didn't mean to cut you out, but that's what I wanted to get to a part of your answer for the question. Could you see yourself doing that?
No, of course not. Of course not.
It's fascinating to me.
While I believe that you still are who you are, so if you were a hothead at 20, I believe you're gonna be a hothead at 50, right? I think that's parts of things. You are who you are. However, I do think over time you literally start learning what to care about and what not to give attention to. I can tell you that right now. I'll be 39 in a couple of weeks. I'll tell you right now, there's a ton of shit. I just no longer even have the energy. You know what? You got it. You got it. Like, it's cool. Where younger years, I probably would have argued it down or whatever, but I don't give a fuck. Like, to go online and make videos and pull up old, like, that's just not in my personality. We just not them type of niggas, though. Like, if we had them personalities, we probably would be 55 years old doing shit like that. But we wouldn't do that at 20. So why would I do it when I'm older and got more shit to worry about? Like, it's shit's silly, man.
The only way I would see myself doing it at 20 is if I grew up in that era. Like, I can understand kids doing this. The disbelief in my head is that they are doing this. Like, this is insane to me. I didn't even know what Freaky Zeke looked like, and this nigga walking around his house with the camera. I never want to walk around my crib with the camera talking, bro. Like, I don't want to be in the car looking at the motherfucker on the side talk. I don't want to do none of that. And the fact that they take the time out their day to do that, it's crazy to me.
You know what the worst one is, right? When you take the phone.
What's that?
All right, y'all. I wasn't even gonna respond to this.
But here you are.
That's the worst one.
Into your phone. So to people that don't know,
my fault. Between that and when people go on live and they just, all right, man, just waiting for a few more people to get in here before I get that shit.
Wait for a few more people to get in.
Both of them shits is disgusting. When you say you have an announcement at 8 p.m. and at 8 p.m. it rolls around and you sitting there, all right, man, we in a few minutes when a few more people get in, that shit nasty, man. But go ahead, fill the people in on what's going on with these old Harlem nights.
What's going on is apparently Jim Jones doesn't have heat in his podcast studio, and Cameron's making fun of him for it.
I know AB, when y'all talked about this on Deck on today's episode, or not today, but Wednesdays by the time here, Wednesday episode to drop. I know AB was like, I know you fucking lying when you said you can see their breath. You can literally see the breath coming out.
I wasn't bullshitting. Did you see those freezing?
Yes.
Yeah, niggas was cold.
Yes.
So
ain't uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable. You can see it on their faces.
Yeah, you could.
So they posted these videos of them doing some stuff in their studios. It didn't look like they had heat. Cameron hops on, as funny as Cameron is, he hops on his shit and he laughing at them for not having heat. Jim Jones is in the comments calling niggas soft. You ain't about that life. Pull up. He added Freaky Zeke. He said he was soft. And then that's where Freaky Zeke started talking into the phone and recording himself. And then he dropped a video of Dame Dash and Jim Jones about the fight in Harlem.
Let me ask you, did you know that this was discussed like a year or two prior by Cam?
I didn't know that.
So I don't know if it is what it is, because he has the other show too. He has It Is What It Is, and that's it might have been on Conversations. Cam told a story about Jim and Dame getting into it. This might have been when Cam and Jim started like going back into their cycle of beefing. And he told the story about Jim pretty much doing weird shit. And he told the story about one time him and Dame got into it, and Dame said, come through, shoot the fair one. He said Jim brought 3 Harlem niggas. Now, apparently the people that Jim brought, they didn't know who the beef was with. I guess Jim was on some, hey, I got a problem, let's roll. Then they get there, it's like, nigga, this Dame. Like, you got a problem with Dame? We ain't about to fight Dame. Like, so the dudes Jim brought was pretty, they was probably like, bro, this Dame. Like, what you want? That's the OG. Like, I didn't know. If I knew it was Dame that you was bringing us here for,
I wouldn't even came.
You wouldn't even showed up. Yeah, we know Dame. We all, exactly. Like, it's a bad look for everybody. And Cam was on the pretty much like, bro, you can't beat up Dame by yourself. You got to bring niggas with you to fight Dame. And you saw Dame in the video on somebody, nigga, you got all the muscles, you soft, nigga. You a thug, you a rapper thug, like all that shit. And Dame was ready for the action. Like, I don't give a fuck what we
Dame
like.
Was like, shoot the fair one. It's my block.
Right. Marlo said, like, Marlo's first appearance in The Wire. His niggas' first lines ever in that series were, do it or don't, but I got somewhere to be.
I got somewhere to be.
That's what Dame was on, pretty much. Like, what we gonna do?
Because Dame said Dame pulled up with his girl.
Yeah,
like he was very confident that he could take that fight.
Told them niggas, get the fuck off my block, and it wasn't even his block.
No, it was. He owned the art studio right there. That's what it was in front of. Yeah, it was in front of an art studio that he owned back in the day. I heard him talking about that on something else. But all of this, I just the overall thing that I want to talk about, like we do on this platform, I just couldn't understand niggas is 50 years old going back and I just don't understand the back and forth of it. I don't get it.
People are who they are, man. People are who they are.
I guess so, man.
That's all you can say. And you know what it is, honestly, in a real way. Since they're not sitting down and really discussing all their issues, everything feels like a shot. You take everything personally. Like, these are things that they've been wanting to say for years. Like, Freaky Zeke been waiting on Jim to say something because he wanted to put this video out. You don't do something like this to in my opinion, somebody you love. Like you keep that, even if you air out your grievances, once you start releasing unseen footage from years prior, like that's some pent up shit. Like y'all should have been in a room.
You didn't like them or something. Like it's been something there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
that's how I feel with Cam and Jim. I feel like they were once cool, and you don't ever want to throw away those, like we talked about one time on here, those day one friendships.
Yeah.
But they really they were cool, went through shit together, so they always look at each other like brothers. But still, as I get older, I just don't fuck with niggas like you. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's a thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we acknowledge it enough as far as just being men. Like there's just some people you just don't. I ain't got no problem with you. I just don't fuck with you.
That's pretty much
what
it
is. And I think people should be able to do that versus what they doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can still keep those memories and it not be any issue. Like when I see you, I'm gonna stop and we're gonna chop it up.
Yeah, it's cordial.
I'm gonna wish you the best, all that.
Exactly.
But it's not, the relationship's not what it was, and it shouldn't be. People grow, you know, and your circle, in my opinion, your circle should get smaller and more intentional as you get older. Like as you're younger, you got more leeway to be cooler with different crowds. And at that point, you should know who you are enough to be like, all right, this is my lane. And the people that you did, that's why I respect. And there's a lot of discourse around the Dame Jay thing. As much as Dame says, I respect the fact that Jay never comes out. And if he does mention Dame's name, it's always complimentary. I remember when he got in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and he's mentioned like, hey, man, Dame, I know we don't always see eye to eye, but I'm not going to act like I didn't build this with you. Like you weren't a big part of this and everything else. And I think part of that is because I'm going to do my part to preserve everything that we had. Like even if I know it's dead and gone and it'll never be that, like, I don't want anybody to ever say you caught me in public, especially at 55, 56, talking about Dame this, Dame that. Like, I'm past that. Like, if that's what he want to do, that's cool.
You know what's funny? Yeah, you're absolutely right in everything you say. I think to go to the episode about signs that we had with Portia, I'm a Sagittarius like Jay. There was a moment in his mind as a Sagittarius, I noticed. There's a moment in his mind when he was talking to Dame. He was like, I ain't never talking to this nigga again. Ever. This nigga, this motherfucker will never hear from me. Because I thought that before. I thought that thought his ran through my like, I ain't never I ain't gonna say nothing bad. Yeah. I promise you, but I ain't never in my life am I talking to this person again.
If you're talking about signs, it's funny you say that. I will never forget when Bleak was on Tax Stone's podcast back in 2015. And Tax asked him, like, yo, what happened to Emile? And he told the story pretty much like she was supposed to come lay a verse for Hey Poppy. She didn't show up. He said, we was in the studio. He said, Jay looked at me and said, you'll never see or hear from her again. And he said, I went to do my verse. He said, and I never heard or seen her again. Like, that's pretty much what it was. So the fact that y'all both Sagittarius, and he literally verbatim said that. Like, you will never see or hear from her again. He knew it. He knew it. So y'all, so that feeling, whatever you thinking in that Sag brand of yours, y'all both shared it.
I know it. I've been there. Right.
Hey, never. That's hilarious, man.
Oh man.
We appreciate y'all, man. We back. Absolutely, man. We back again. Book 2, chapter 52. I'll title this one, Tell Me More. We'll get into that a little bit. Spike Lee has no idea really what we're talking about in a sense. He does, but he doesn't know the structure or my thought process behind it. So it'll be a surprise for him. But I do want to give a shout out to all the bookworms out there. We appreciate y'all. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. Also, just make sure that you continue to hold us accountable as well. I think chapter 51 was a big part of that. Shout out to Phil. Got a lot of great compliments on that episode.
Definitely did.
Phil just being the man that he is, man. That's my brother. That's family. And I appreciate him being able to say, man, I'll rock with y'all enough to make sure I'm going to do my part to see y'all get to where y'all need to get. And if that means that, hey, I see a little course correction, we're going to do that and steer you back on that right track. What did you think about the episode, man? How did it feel to get that kind of feedback and have that conversation, especially about the brand of Spike Lee?
I love it, man. I appreciate you, brothers. I appreciate the feedback. I appreciate the conversation that we were able to have. A lot of people reached out to me, like you said, and gave me great feedback. Shout out to Phil. I feel like he's a brother of mine now too. But it was fun. It was refreshing. A lot of people reached out to me about that clip. Tro said he pulled over. And they sent me a 3-4 paragraph text message.
You talking about the IG clip?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You talking about the content of the fact that you put one up, or what we were saying in the clip?
What I was saying in the clip. I was saying in the clip, and how like crazy it sounded. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
You know what?
I enjoyed
it's funny because it was a lot of fun, man. I really enjoyed that. Phil, we'll definitely make sure Phil's a frequent guest on here.
He should be. He should be.
But I don't know if it's because I'm in this space, but I understand exactly what you meant. Like I know people know what you mean. They want to see you take that step, which is why this even got brought up. That's why I mentioned it last week. But I also understand when the work behind it. It's like, yo, I just want to sit here and have conversations. I don't want to do the extra stuff. But obviously, you got to say that, or you got to do what you got to do to get where you want to go. I texted you last week on Friday, and I told you, hey, I'm about to put this clip up, and I'm going to invite you on it so it goes on your page as well, since we talked about putting more stuff on there. And I was pleased to see the reactions. I texted you even after that and said, man, you see people rooting for you. Like, they on some, like, talk your shit, Spike. This how we starting the year. I saw Big Jeff talking about this how we starting the year. That's what I'm talking about. Like, just getting more active and more visible. And we're going to continue to do that all throughout the year. Like I told you last week, man. It's a shout out to Big Jeff for sure. I'm trying to think of what he has. He has a drop coming up soon.
Who?
Jeff.
He's doing it. Yeah. Shout out to Jeff, and shout out to Rocky's Wings. He's doing a collaboration with one of his homeboys. He has a restaurant in Nashville, Rocky's Wings. So if you're there, go check it out. But yeah, he's doing a collaboration with him, and they doing, because Jeff has a clothing line, KOS, Knowledge of Self Clothing, and this is a, like they do the collaborations when brands do the collaborations. So he's doing a branch off of KOS collaboration with Rockies and doing like merch and selling pieces.
Nice.
I want to do a Spike Lee, Big Jeff. I know you listening, man. I want to do a Spike Lee version of that, man. I need that.
Nope.
What's it?
You're gonna do a Spike Lee version of that.
Yeah,
you don't want to.
You're
gonna do one.
Because I like them. Them Rocky pieces all of his pieces are great.
I looked at it. I saw it. I posted it on Another Week in the Books.
I saw it.
Yeah, I reposted it, man. That's fire. Yeah, shout out to that, man. We got let's get the Spike Lee one going. You heard it, Jeff.
I need that.
Putting it out there right now. Let's make sure we get that done. I don't know what the process is, but let's at least start the conversations and get that going, man. That would be dope, and I think that would be especially a limited capsule piece. You got it. Yeah, let's go ahead and get that rolling. As you should, man. AWITB2022@gmail.com if you want to get in touch with us. At Another Week in the Books on Instagram if you want to leave a message. We did get a YouTube comment, and I want to read it to you, Spike Lee, and get your real-time thoughts because it is a direct reflection of what we just talked about. So Najee Boy 22 commented, Spike really shooting himself in the foot by not posting and creating the clips. I understand he doesn't like doing it, and that's completely fine. But somebody got to do it until he finds the right person to take care of it. Got to start the job. And then there's a response from Ronnie Greer saying, facts, Jack. And then Ronnie Greer also said, link up 131 ATL. That's in reference to Spike Lee and myself, finally making sure we get that link. But since you mentioned people were hitting you up about that clip, and obviously we get Najee on talking about you got to start doing the clips. You got to do them yourself. Do you want to clarify anything, or do you want to respond to anything that you've been receiving about what you mentioned in that clip?
No, it is like I respect that comment. Like I know, like even like I told you, Dro sent the 3 pairs like text. It wasn't praise. It wasn't like you spinning, and it was like because I told him to go listen to it as a matter of fact. But I know there's only a few people that can give me feedback or critique in a way that I can receive it and respect it. It's just how it is in my personality. And he's one of those people. So the feedback that he gave me was received and respected. Even like all the feedback that I got, I appreciate it. I always appreciate feedback. If somebody's being open-minded enough to at least acknowledge what I'm saying. You can't just, I don't want no feedback from a motherfucker who ain't like really trying to digest what you're saying. But if somebody digesting what you're saying, like, no, I get it. However, you know what I'm saying? So it's fine.
I thought about the sense of it's a clip and there's no context behind it. Like if you don't go and listen to the entire episode, it might sound out of place because you did agree with what you said, but you just directed your desires, and that was it. So I wanted to make sure everybody knew that. But also, I just want to tell you, man, I'm proud to like be on this journey with you in a sense, and I don't even mean I'm on the journey with you, but to be a part of seeing you get to where you should be. I take honor in that, man, just because I'm a big believer that we're all there's a meme or a picture out there that kind of pretty much shows the universe and the galaxy, and it says all of this and we still met. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm a big believer that people cross paths for a reason. And my personality, I naturally like helping. I've said this plenty of times, man. I like being a producer. I like setting people up. I like being the point guard. I don't want to be the star guard that's putting up 30 a night. I want to set people up. I want those rondo passes. I want everybody to be oohed and eyed. But the thing about good point guards is not that they have the vision, but they know where you need it. They know where you're most effective, right? Get to your spot. And I know where to get it to you. Yeah. I know your percentages from each spot on the court. Like, I'm going to set you up to make sure not only that you get open looks, but they're the best looks possible for you. And I view myself in that sense, man. And it's one of those things that I'm looking forward to this year, not only as I build, the brands that I have going on, but also the brand of Spike Lou and assisting with that. Because I do think there's something about brotherhood where you kind of have to, I said this before, your friends shouldn't surprise you. The people in your life shouldn't surprise you. You should know them that well to know. Like I said, if somebody's always late, I know to tell them to be there at 7:30 when we're really going to start at 8:15. Like, that's just me knowing them. I'm not going to be mad at them for showing up late because they've been showing up late for 20 years. At some point, I have to say, hey, I accepted this about them. I need to adjust accordingly. And I think when, I've talked to you long enough to know what your strengths are and what your areas of opportunity are. And if it's something that I'm already liking to do, then fuck it, let's do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you do all the work, we'll throw the oops and we'll take it from there. And I'm just putting that out there for everybody that this road to success, man, it's really a journey. It's really all the people around you. It's a team. Every successful person I've heard talk about this talks about the team. I remember Nip talking about when Nip had Rap Radar at the Marathon store. I remember he said, man, if you looked at my team, you would see, oh, it's different. It's different over here. He never takes that credit.
In fact, I just read a story about Wiz and the guy that he owned. What's the name of his Taylor Gang? The guy that he started Taylor Gang with his partner. He's like, bro, it was a random meeting. Like, Wiz was up and coming, and this dude was a frat house. He was over a frat in Penn State. And he reached out to Wiz because he heard something. It was like some, what is it? What's the name? SoundCloud shit. And Wiz wasn't even popping. He would get Wiz to come up to Penn State and perform at the frat house and do shit like this and that and third. And like before you knew it, it caught on. And him and Wiz started booking like bigger venues. And then it grew to Taylor Gang. Just off a random, hey man, can you come to my frat house and perform? I heard your music is dope. And Wiz was willing to drive to Happy Valley, Pennsylvania and be like, shit, I don't know who these white boys is. He want me to come up here and perform. He heard my music. He slept on the nigga couch. Like, that's how informal it was. Like, hey, you can come up here and perform at my frat house. You can sleep on the couch. I just want, to have a rapper at the frat house. You ain't got to be famous. Just a nigga that's rap. And he met that nigga, did that, continuously did that. They built their relationship, and now they partners at Taylor Gang. Black and yellow, all that shit. So that's fire. But I will say this to what you just said. I really appreciate it because I have some great friends. And this goes to your point of the universe putting people together and all this here, and we met. I have some great people around me. I have some people who are supportive of what I do. You know what I'm saying? They'll listen to it, they'll comment, they'll give me feedback, all of that great stuff that I appreciate. And this includes people I work with now, as far as like even getting started in this. You're the first person to say, I want to help you build that. People told me I'm good. People said they like my work. People have said all of these things, but you're the first person that I've ever met that said, you know what, I see what that is or what you're doing. Let me help with that.
Yeah.
So I'm really appreciative of it because, like I said, I've never, ever had an interaction with anybody that said that. And anybody that I've met in these spaces, people that I know, friends that I know I do this, no one has ever said, hey, let me help you do that.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Like, pleasure's all mine, man. I think I see, we said this since day one, there's some kind of shared brain activity. So whatever vision you see for yourself, I think I kind of see it too. And that just comes with you being good at what you do, me being a fan of what you do, and also understanding that it's there. It just needs a little bit of extra thing. And to what you said, as I mentioned, man, your friends play different roles. Like, everybody can't be a CEO, and that's what makes it cool. And that's why I think, like I said, when you connect with certain people, certain things might take off. That's not to say I'm X, Y, and Z over anybody else. It's more so, this is what you like to do. You know what I mean? Because if you don't like to do it, if somebody didn't like to do that and try to help you, it wouldn't work, and it might fuck up the friendship. Facts. So it just so happened that it kind of worked out like this. And I've got people like that too. And when this whole thing even started from Phil last week, people like Phil are the ones that's like, yo, this is me telling you, like, this is what you need to do. I'll come on and talk about it. I'm going to text you. I'm going to call you. Like, and that's the type of person he is. So I get inspired by the people I have in my life too that do the same for me. And it's kind of like one of those things. So it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be a big year, and I'm looking forward to it. I
agree.
Last week, I want to answer the question. I want to answer the question of the week, and I got this is probably pure entertainment for your answer type of question of the week for you. You asked who the best person I met in 2025 was. And I'm gonna bend the rule a little bit because I met this person in December of 2024, but didn't really get to know her until 2025. So I got a homegirl. Nah, I don't think she is. I don't think she. Nah, I know she's not. I know she's not. I know you are. I got a homegirl. I'm gonna say her government because I know she's not listening. My Keisa. Shout out to Keisa, man. She's a doctor. I met her. She lived in Cleveland and now she lives in DC. And I met her at the end of 2015, and we just got super, super cool. And the reason I'm even bringing this up as far as like the best person I met, or 2024, end of 2024, and got real cool in 2025. My bad, I did say that wrong. Here's the reason I'm bringing this up though. The reason it stands out to me when like me and Keith are like tight, like we locked in, and the reason it fascinates me is because I think everybody probably reaches a point, and maybe it's just a me thing. Sometimes you reach a point in your life, especially when you have, and you know what this is like, Spike, when you have friends from childhood, when you have friends from elementary, when you have friends from high school, college age, like when you still have those people around, and your your shortest relationship or friendship is 20, 25 years, you really don't think of meeting new people that are going to be locked in with you. Like, you know what I mean? Especially just on the random. Like, even our stuff is all connected through the podcast. It just so happened we fucked with each other. Even if we didn't really fuck with each other like that, we would still probably record and get the work done. But it just so happened, we fuck with each other. It works out like that. But to just meet someone and just be cool, like, I never thought that would happen at this phase of my life. I just didn't.
How'd you meet her?
I got plenty of friends, plenty of people. Huh?
How'd you meet her?
We just met.
Oh man, I'm good. But you should have seen your face. You should have seen your face. I don't know how you met her, y'all. I don't know. So it wasn't planned. It wasn't a bit. I was just asking, but his face said it all. That's hilarious.
What they say, the eyes tell the truth and everything else lies, huh? Shout out to Keith, man. That's my that's my girl, man. Shout out to Keith, man. Yeah, but that's the best person I met in 2025, man. That's my dog for real. I know Spike Lee tried to do something else. That's my dog.
You did it. I just asked a question. Ask another question.
Did you ever find an answer to that? Did you ever think about that?
Who would I say? I met some interesting people just in like, not in this space, but in like corporate space. I met some interesting people but I don't have an answer yet. I'm narrowing it down. So before the end of January, I guess I have an answer for that.
Nah, it's all good. This is an out of pocket question. I'm leading it off. I'm just letting you know right now it's out of pocket. Man. But I got to get your thoughts on this.
Okay.
Because I heard this and I couldn't believe what I was hearing. And I was like, I got to ask Spike Lou this. Your man's, your boy, your right hand, fam, whatever you want to say, ask you to get a matching tattoo. What's your response?
No.
That hit? Are you?
That's mainly. But that's me being on something.
Further?
I can't. I'm not. I don't know. No, I can't do. I don't know if it's the only child in me or whatever it may be, but I like to just do my own thing. Like I couldn't be and no disrespect to people at all. Like I know you are. No, I couldn't be in a fraternity. I couldn't be like a Mason. Like I couldn't do none of that, bro. Like I don't know no group think. No group think.
You don't want that connection.
No, I don't want to do none of that.
From? Let me ask you. No group think. That's very specific. Yeah. Where do you think that comes from? Is that a belief in your own thoughts to the point where there's no way?
Being by myself most of the time. Well, not most of the time, but often. Like when you ain't got brothers and sisters, of course you go hang out with the homies or whatever. And I had a fun, fruitful childhood, but I would go home and ain't nobody there. So I think it's just being by yourself most of the time. You start to think, for good, for better, for worse. You know, I ain't doing that because everybody else doing it. I'm not doing it.
Fair. That's fair.
It don't even, in my brain, it don't even have to be a reason other than that. It can look enjoyable or whatever. I can see the benefits of it and everything. Like, I ain't doing that.
Yeah, you ain't doing that. Nope. I feel that. I feel that, man. Yeah, I heard like this was through a third party. And I remember like in passing, and I was just so stunned by the conversation. I'm like, why? I had so many questions. Like, why would my man's ask me to get a matching tattoo? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, what's wrong with just being
friends? You in a gang, I guess.
Nah, not even then. Like, oh, you talking about like a group? Like if a group, if there were four, if there were niggas
getting, if you in a gang and y'all getting the gang tat on them,
does it have to be a gang? What if there's like?
That's all it could be. Because you don't have a tattoo of your sorority?
No. My fraternity? No, I don't.
I mean, damn, my bad. I wasn't trying to be.
No. I know you.
You know, I don't know. But yeah, you're friend. You don't have.
I'm also the person when people meet me, like, I can't believe you in a fraternity. Like you wouldn't know unless you know me. Like you know what I'm saying?
I feel like you don't. I can't believe you went through a hazing period. Like I genuinely do not. I know you probably can't talk about it, but I genuinely do not believe it. There's like an asterisk there. I promise you it is. But I don't believe you went through no hazing period.
I just want everybody to know Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is a non-hazing organization. Just want to make sure that's known and put on the record. All right. Just want to make sure that is said out loud.
I thought y'all had to get the tattoo
though. You talking about the brand? People get brands. I didn't get a brand, bro. Come on, man. Stop that. What are we like? Nah, man. Come on. Shout out to the brothers, man. But I ain't nah.
That's the black and gold, right?
Yeah, that's a black and gold, man. That's a black and gold.
So I know I got a homie that Doc, he Alpha.
Okay.
Do the podcast with us with Dead End. And then M Extra and my guy Wash, they the Kane niggas. What is that? Red and white niggas. Yeah,
they shoulders and shit. They be shimmying and shit.
I was fucking with them so heavy. Like when them little videos dropped, I'll put them in the group chat. I'll be like, y'all niggas, y'all can do this, right?
Y'all be doing this shit. Yeah, man. I love see Well, that's one of my favorite things, man. I love talking to people who ain't Greek and like their perspective. Because some people get sensitive. Like Drewski, who always pisses people off. I remember he did one on the Qs, man, and the Qs was salty, and I was just like, bro, this shit funny, man. If he did one on the Alphas, like if it's spot on,
it was accurate. The shit was accurate as fuck about the Q. I know his shit is. I know some niggas and some Qs too. I ain't close with them, but I know some. And it was like spot on. I was like, yeah, that's
you know some niggas that's some what
Qs. Is it what they call?
Yeah, but you sounded like you did some. You sounded like Glorilla Cruise. Like I don't know what you. All right. I was like, damn, that's the draw be coming out.
It do.
So as far as the episode goes, we didn't really have a topic. We didn't have an idea, and I thought it would be a perfect time, which we already did in the intro, which is kind of reflect on the last episode. I think anytime we get feedback, I think it's important to make sure we take some time to reflect on what that was, how it made us feel, and then obviously make plans. We don't have to address them, but make plans for ourselves on how we're going to move forward from it. And then it also made me think, like, we just talked about the brand of Spike Lee. We've talked in the past about our personalities, and maybe like we give you just enough. And we did this once where we kind of had a getting to know you episode, and we titled this one "Tell Me More." I sent Spike Lee some questions, and obviously I'm prepared to answer them as well. But I just sent him a few questions just to dig back into the Spike Lee brand, as I mentioned, and my brand, or however you want to call it, the Another Week in the Books brand, just so you know who you're talking to a little bit more. I know you can pick up stuff just from conversation when y'all out there listening, but nobody really interviews us or asks direct questions about things that happened in our past or how we feel about things that shaped us and so on and so forth. So I came up with some questions that I wanted to make sure I asked Spike Lee. And like I said, I'm prepared to answer them as well, just to have a moment for everybody to connect a little bit more and maybe understand who you are. And honestly, out of my own curiosity, I'm very curious of some of these things. And the first question that I had, and I sent it over to you, I want to know a moment from your youth that shaped how you view the world today, whether it's good or bad. Like, the version of you, do you remember anything that happened that you like, and it could be any part of life, maybe not the world as a whole, but I look at friendship this way because of this, or whatever the case may be.
I wanted you to answer that one first. Because
okay.
I wanted to get the gist of.
I got you.
Okay.
I got you. So my parents, when they divorced, or separated.
How old were you?
16. I was 16 when they separated. They officially divorced like a couple years later, but 16 when they separated. And I can tell you right now, that shifted my entire mindset on relationships and marriage. Even at that young, absolutely. Because
away from it?
Not even away from it, because I do believe in being with, like having a relationship. And even my pops would tell me, like, you should get married. Like, you should, like, to experience marriage can be some of the best times of your life. It's just a lot of work.
My mom
just a lot of work. Yeah, he told me it's a lot of work, but you should do it. I think that's my pops, just as a man, like, raise a family, like, lead a family. I think that's important. And I think that's where he was coming from with it. But he also told me, like, communication is the biggest key in a relationship, this, that, and the third. But I remember specifically so we lived at the crib. I remember my mom got an apartment. And I remember that first night at that apartment, crying, right? At 16, like, not boo-hooing, but like crying. Like, and just couldn't believe, I couldn't grasp the concept of somebody or two people being together for so long, and then one day just saying, nah, this don't work. Like, that made zero sense to me at 16 years old. Like, zero sense whatsoever. And it made me think, like, if this can end after all this time, then anything's expendable. You get what I'm saying? And I think it made me look at relationships in a different light of, well, why should I give it my all? And if you tie it in with, like, my first love and the hurt that came from that, I think those two combined were like, well, why would I ever do that again? That shit sucks. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I've seen it not work here after all these years.
Yeah, like, why would I invest 15 years with someone just to know that it could just change? Now, of course, I've lived enough life since then to know that the beauty in those 15 years might be worth it, even if things do win. We just talked about J. Cole and the inevitable fall off, the inevitable mortality of things. Things live and then they die. That's just kind of how life works. That's the cycle. So I'm at a space now where I'd much rather try and deal with the ending of it versus just saying I ain't gonna do it because it can end at any moment. Like that's the growth and maturity I think I got from it. But for sure, from teenage shit to present day almost, my mentality was like,
you ain't never had a long-term relationship. Like, what's your longest relationship ever been?
The fucked up thing is my longest relationships have been like situationships. They've been very non-committal, but they've been. If you look at it, if I explain to you,
were y'all exclusive at least?
Huh? No. What's the point of that? But she might have been to me.
So that don't even count. It don't even count. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It doesn't count. That's why I'm. So yes, I've had real relationships.
So what's the longest real relationship?
Like a year.
Damn, you
like
worse
nothing
than me.
Worth. Yeah, it's not.
Damn.
And that's something I really,
so honestly, that really did impact you.
It really did impact me, but it's one of those things. I think one of these questions has to deal with it. Let me make sure. Like it's one of those things where if I could go back, if I was to go back in time and forgive my younger self, I would have, and I think it would have changed a lot of things. My 20s were like the most pivotal point. There's a lot of up and downs with a certain woman, and like most of my 20s were spent on this back and forth carousel of together, not together, all this back and forth stuff. And I think it all I didn't know how to heal. I wasn't emotionally mature enough to know how to heal from being hurt. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Knowing
you're a young man full of testosterone. So you would, I understand what you're
saying. And pride and ego. So when it happens, it's like, what? And it sucks. Like, damn, I love this person. Nah. Nah.
That's the difference right there. Like once you live with a chick, that's when you really know if that's somebody you can be with.
Yeah, I think it's funny because school always says school told me years ago, talking like over a decade ago, told me dead ass, like, bro, you too selfish to be married. Like he said, I just don't see that for you. I've known you my entire life, bro. You just, and not selfish in a bad way, but you just like shit your way. Like you like your space your way. You like sharing a space and having to compromise on certain things. Like he said, I don't know if I see that. Like I see you
wow. Wait, that's great. That's a great space. Stop right there, because that's how I look at myself too. Like I've been in a long-term relationship though, 6 years, lived together, all this stuff. And that was probably one of my biggest takeaways, what school told you. Like I had to have that conversation with myself. She would say it too. Like exactly what school was telling you is like, you just want stuff your way. Like, and this is about compromise. We're like, well, if I'm compromising, I don't feel like it's a compromise for you. Like that's just how my twisted brain is thinking. That's how I think. Yeah, like if I'm the one that's doing the compromise for something that you like, it ain't really a compromise. It's just doing what you like to do versus what I like to do.
Yeah.
So I do understand 100% us having similar personalities. What he said when he meant that to you, but did that hurt your feelings?
Nah, because I understood to some degree of what he meant.
You agree with him?
No, I don't agree with him because that's one of the things that I really want to. Because like I said earlier, just to be honest and frank, I've been in long-term situations. Like
that don't
count. I know it doesn't count. No.
Don't count. It don't like we off again, on again. She had a boyfriend. I had
no. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. That was during my 20s. I'm talking about moments where I'm not even gonna say how many years because it's embarrassing. But you just spend years in this little cycle. You got someone, y'all got y'all thing, and it is what it is, but I ain't necessarily got the time to fully commit to a full relationship, but I'm around in capacity for you.
Hey, man, if there are any women listening to us, they like, what the fuck is he talking about?
It's fucked up. Nah, it's fucked up. Like, but this is all younger than me. This is years back. Long.
You said this
long.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm at the end
You
of
said
my
it's
30s
way in your
now.
20s though. Okay.
Yeah, I'm at the end
Yeah,
of my
okay,
30s,
gotcha.
man. You know, it could have
Beginning
been
of
early
30s.
30s.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Understood. Is that something you desire for? Like if you sit down and you're like you having an honest conversation with yourself, is that something that you feel like that you missing out on a long-term relationship and being invested with, like locked in with somebody like that?
Yeah, absolutely. I do. It's funny because I do get defensive though, because I remember my sister, she'll ask about dating life and stuff like that. And my remember sister was like, I don't think you really just want to, I don't think you want to be with nobody. And it kind of offended me a little bit.
Really?
Because I do. But it's also hard to explain.
See, we receive similar comments. I don't get offended by it. I receive it as, okay, so that's the type of energy I'm putting out. And then
that's a good way to look
attribute
at it.
Attribute it to like that's the reason why you ain't it, like I could change that energy, but I have no desire to. But I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I think I was offended because I think she was probably right, and I didn't want to. I do want to, but at this very moment, like I don't have the capacity for it, and I'm very upfront about that and very honest about that. I just don't have what it would take to make a successful relationship work right now. I do at some point. I do at some point.
It don't make sense
because I have a certain expectation. Well, it what being in a relationship?
It don't make sense.
Why not?
When you have like, you're not in desperate need of like, how do I put this?
Company?
Not even company, but like when men in positions like ours and at the age of life that you are, that I am, it's like, bro, I know the type of work that it takes to make a relationship work.
Yeah.
I have a much more stress-free life doing what I'm doing now and moving like however I want to move and not having to, like, I know people in relationships. I see how stressed they are. I know people with kids. I see how stressed that they are. So you looking at it, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's probably similar to how I'm looking at it. Like, why would I sign up for that? Why not do it?
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
I could have, like, I can go out and meet people and have the company, like you said, that I want. And I can let them know up front what I'm looking for. And if they ain't fucking with, cool, I'm attractive enough to find somebody. Like, you can find what you're looking for and not have to make those commitments. It's a gift and a curse.
You just hit the nail on the head. You just answered what's going on in my brain. It's the freedom to go out and do. So here's the thing. If I was an incel type of nigga, right? And didn't know how to talk to women or couldn't pull a woman, and I don't even know a more elegant way to say pull a woman. If I was lonely and I knew that was the thing, I would have been in a relationship. But knowing that I can go out the next 3 days and meet 3 different women, I'm not saying I'm gonna get with them or whatever, but we can have a conversation. I can build a relationship. I just talked about, shout out to Keith, man, just like building relationships with people, and you can see where they go, where they don't go, whatever the case may be, but it's always an option for them. So I think knowing that it's always an option, like why would I slow down when I feel like I'm in my prime? Like, you know what I mean?
And like you said, it ain't even about like taking them down or anything like that. It's about like I know that I could do it. So why would I limit my options to experiences when I can go out and have several different experiences? Like, I think a lot of men our ages now are thinking that way. Like, from what I'm hearing from people that I talk to, what they are considering as far as what they do and just the different stories that they have and how they meet women, it's like now men are looking at it more so in the sense of like, I don't want to sign up for that, bro. I can move around how I want to, and they're going to be a pocket of people or women that's gonna be cool with that. Like, I can maneuver over there. It don't have to be a long-term committed, stressful. And I know all relationships aren't stressful. Some of them are great. It's beautiful. Shout out to the people that are happily married and happily in relationships. I understand that exists, but there are also those people that are stressed the fuck out in a relationship because they're trying to make their relationship work. But
Yeah.
I ain't answered the question. And my answer would be, I spoke about this before on this show. It ain't as deep as yours. I really liked yours. I didn't have one. I couldn't think of one that deep. But my grandmother used to always refer to me as her smart grandson. The way she came with it, I don't know how it even originated, but that's so like when she needed shit fixed. Back in the day, you had to hook like TVs up, hook cable boxes up to TVs, or VCRs up to TVs. I know I'm speaking in Romans terms to people, some people that are listening, but anytime she needed something fixed or something figured out, I had a question, she would call me, even as a child, like 8, 9 years old.
Yeah.
And that led to even today, people be like, man, how the fuck do you know that? I felt like it was my responsibility, since she referred to me as that, as to be the person who had the information or that can figure it out.
Yeah.
So it was it helped me in doing this. It helped me in my corporate career or whatever it may be. But just being the person who would look to find the information and be able to figure shit out, she instilled that in me, and she didn't even know it by referring to me as that. So I always had a responsibility to do that. I know I told this story on here before. I remember vividly having a conversation with a grown man that's 30, 40 years old, and I'm 9, about sports, and just me watching sports and all day, and him looking at me like, bro, how the fuck you know all of this shit? Like how do you know the leading passing? And you 9 years old, little nigga. Like what? Like I always felt like that was a thing that I had to do because she referred to me as that, and I had to live up to it. So even today, But you
also enjoy stuff like that. You enjoy sports. You enjoy knowledge.
I love it. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Exactly.
So is it something you had to live up to, or something that just kind of fit?
It fit. But when I say live up to it, it's in reference of, I think the seed was planted with her. Her starting to refer to me as that made me feel like, as a child, she can't call me and me not have the answer. Like I can't go over to her and be like, I don't know how to hook your radio up to your speakers, and I can't figure it out, because who else was she gonna call? Like she wasn't like I come from a line of like single women. Like none of my people in my family are married or in relationships. So it's either I can call my grandson to figure it out, and I know he can, or I got to pay somebody to do it or some shit like that. And I always felt like it was my responsibility to figure shit out. And she instilled that in me by just referring to me as that. And I don't even think she knows she did that before she passed.
I think that's dope, for one. The importance of instilling things like that into kids and youth, and kind of just paying attention to them and what they're drawn to, and kind of pouring into that. I think that makes such a difference. You know what that reminded me of? It reminded me of Piece by Piece, which was the Pharrell Lego movie. For anybody who went out there and saw that, there was a moment when he, it's pretty much a biography, or biopic, should I say, in Lego form. But he talked about his grandmother. He would always take pots and pans in the kitchen and just kind of drum on them, like beat on them at like a young age, 2, 3 years old. And his grandmother just happened to notice that she went out and got like this drum set. Not like the one that you would sit up and play, but like a kid, the one you put around your neck and just drum.
Yeah.
And it was just as simple as, I see this is something that you do. I'm going to invest in this. And it's for real. Like, you know what I mean? Who knows what happens if nobody ever pays attention to that, or nobody makes them believe that that's an option that you can do in life, or somebody tells them, oh, that's just a hobby, you can't go anywhere with that. Like, nah, you like this, like, take it as far as you can take it, and we're going to support you. And I think you knowing or being told that early on, you knew I'm smart because my grandma told me I was smart. So ain't nothing you could tell me. I know I'm smart. Like, you get what I'm saying? So that confidence means the world as a kid, because you're so easily influenced. Like, people could tell you, are you dumb, or you this, or you that, and that might wear with you for a minute. I talked about like I didn't know I had big lips until I went to public school in 4th grade.
Wait, you went to private school 1 through 3?
Kindergarten through 3rd, yeah.
Kindergarten through 3rd. Then why you started going to public school?
I don't know. I never asked my parents or anything like that. But I ended up going to public school And I remember that's where a lot of my brothers, best friends, I'm still cool with them to this day, man, family. And man, we getting too honest on this podcast. I remember this chick, man, she called me Bubblicious because I had big lips, and I had no idea that I had big lips. Because in private school, you don't really tease each other. If you do tease each other, it's like real, like generic and corny.
So was it white people private school?
It was a little bit mixed,
but
mostly white. Yes, majority white.
And then this public school,
black kids.
Yep,
these are black kids that is calling me all this and on the bus, and like I never knew. So the reason I'm even mentioning this, because I just talked about how important it is as a kid. Like you might not have the word for insecurity, but it pops up at 9 years old when you're realizing, oh, you see a defect in me. I didn't even know that was there. Like, oh shit.
People used to tease me about my ears.
Yeah.
And it's not like they would say, oh yeah, so yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, obviously I have a personality where I can give it back and we can go back and forth. But I did realize it made me more conscious and aware. Like, oh, you're not that I thought I was perfect, but you have flaws.
People notice
like I said, people notice this about me. Right. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's just one of those things that at 9 I knew that, but I didn't know how to contextualize it or really kind of put it into words. So I think that's incredible, man. Shout out to your grandma, man, for putting that into you.
That was dope. I can. One of my, well, this is a question on this, so I won't phrase it that way. But when somebody look at me, what stems from that is several times throughout my life, people look at me and be like, "How the fuck do you know that?"
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought this was random as hell, and you was like, "Oh yeah, I heard this, that, and the third." And how the fuck do you know that? So yeah.
I like that, man. I like that. I kind of want to jump to another question that goes back to the first question I asked you, because I want to say one more thing on this, and I want to get your thoughts or have your answer as well. The question is, what have you sacrificed to do what you do, and how does that make you feel? So we talk about being in a space, and this isn't a new topic, but I just mentioned relationships and not being in one, amongst other reasons. And I want y'all not to hold me. I'm going to do this anyway, but if you feel like reaching out and asking me about how the process is going, I'll be more than happy to discuss it with you. I told myself in 2026. Well, I told myself in 2026, I want to go back to therapy, and I want to really unpack this. You know what I mean? Like I want to unpack this. I want to see if it's more than just I don't have to. You get what I'm saying? Like, I look at people like, nigga, if you was a fly nigga like me, why'd you get a relationship? But but now I really want to. What I mentioned earlier about the divorce and all that, I want to unpack that and make sure that I talk through it and I am ready and open and clear. Because I know all this stuff. I know relationships at work. I know there's all this type of stuff that goes into it. I know the 80-20 rule and all that kind of stuff. But I do sacrifice not just that, but time with friends or maybe a kick it or an event. Part of it is maybe I don't even feel like going. Like I just become like I don't have to be on the scene anymore. But also it's like, man, if I got to record, I got to record. Like if there's something going on Wednesday night, and I know I'm recording another week in the books, there's something goes on a Wednesday night, unless it's that important, like lifetime events.
And I'd rather record.
Unless it's a lifetime event, like my niece's birthday or something like that, that's getting in the way. Like I'm recording because that's what I've committed myself to, and I don't do this half-ass. I don't take it half-ass. Like even my mom was talking to my mom yesterday. She was like, "Man, you really are seeing this through." I'm like, "Yeah, like this isn't even it's not even a question." Like, and whenever a day comes where I don't feel like doing it, that's cool. But I never, if anybody ever asks like, "How long do you see yourself doing this?" until I don't want to anymore, pretty much.
Right.
That's the answer.
That question is disrespectful to me.
Yeah,
like, that was one of the contentious points in a relationship that I, like I said, long term that I had. I don't like that question because it's like what you just said. Until I don't want to, like there is no like, oh, if I don't make it to this point by this point, I'm gonna stop, man. It ain't gonna be worth it. Like it just that. I don't think that's people outside of this space don't understand that. I'll say that.
Yeah.
And it's not like, and I'm sure people will try to compare it to. It's not like the rapper that's 40 and putting out mixtape that nobody. It's not the same thing. I promise you. I promise you, it's not. Yeah,
that could be a whole.
But some people look at it like that. Some people look at this like that. Like, man, you ain't got 1 million viewers yet, man. Like this, but I can still make nice
It
money
don't,
off.
don't,
Like, what are you
it
talking
don't work
about,
like
bro?
that. I don't want to like. It don't work like that. I get exactly what you're saying, but the how does it make you feel part? There are moments where I do feel. I don't want to say like I'm behind, but that is something I do want to experience. That is something I want to do the couples trip. Not just me and her, but like if there's a group or whatever and doing all that. Not saying I couldn't bring someone with me, but somebody that I'm actually connected and locked in
But
with
you
to
want a
actually
real
build something with and to feel like, oh, we locked in, like this is our life, not just my life. Like I'm taking you into consideration for the decisions that I make. Like that is something that I want to experience for sure. So it does feel like something that's
it ain't
missing.
all it's cracked up to be.
I believe it's not. I think that's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna do it and be like, y'all lied.
And to be honest, I had a great experience. I don't want that to sound like I had a great experience. It just wasn't what it was cracked up to be. Any of it.
All right, let's get into that just a little bit more. Like when you say it's not what it's cracked up to be, does that mean I went into it with this expectation and it just never met that, or is it I realized from this experience that I just don't want to do this?
The latter part. I realized from this experience I just don't want to do this, and I don't want to waste nobody's time. Like I just like I think there is a thing about meeting the person that's for you. And people force relationships with people because they like them, maybe even love them, but that still ain't the person for you. And you notice those little things, I feel like, when you're actively trying to make that relationship work. And in the back of your mind, you're like, I don't know, if this person was for me, that question that they had wouldn't have existed. They would have got it. And this I may be wrong. I don't know. I would like to, like you saying, as a therapist, going to a therapist, I would like to hash that out more, because in my brain, I feel like it's certain stuff where if you come to me with it and you think that I was thinking this, we're not meant to be, because there's no way in hell I've never gave you that impression. I'm not that type of person, but somehow in your mind, you reached that place to me and you came to me with it without dismissing it and being like, nah, that ain't that person. So go ahead.
No, I was just wondering like how much of that has to do with, I don't know if we really sit back and think about how difficult it is to really get to know someone at this phase of life.
But should
like really get to know them.
That's true. But the people that let their walls down and let you get to know them, like they're transparent, like you're not presenting as this figure and then you going and being this different person. Like this is not the same example, but similar. Like you and I have gotten to know each other doing these podcasts through the years. Me and you don't sit on the phone and talk. But we're very transparent with each other. And I think sometimes in relationships, you can't be as transparent as you want to be because specifically because y'all probably not meant for each other, but y'all just trying to make the shit work.
It's if you know situation, in my opinion. That's just how I am with people.
And it's hard to explain.
Well, I got to see if this makes sense for you. This is how I tried to break it down to someone one day. Spike Lee, what's your favorite color?
Green.
Green. Okay. Why is green your favorite color?
I feel like it represents abundance.
Okay, but how long has it been your favorite color? Since you were a kid?
Since I picked the favorite color.
Okay, so were you thinking about abundance when you saw it?
No,
I'll tell you the answer. I'll tell you the answer. One day you looked at the color green, and for some reason it just spoke to you.
Yeah,
you just said in your brain that that's my color. Like that's the most simple way I say it, because nobody ever has a real rhyme or reason when you're a little kid. Why this color resonates? You just look at it and it makes sense to you, and that's how people are for me, especially when it comes to romantic interests. Like all the women that I've ever been with, whether it been fucking around on some situationship shit or really been in a real relationship with, I knew that I was going to be in a relationship with them. Like Phil, who was on the episode last week, when Phil met his wife, he texted people that day and said, "I just met my wife." Like it's that type of moment.
told us that. Told us that too.
Same thing. Like I understand. I understand what that is, because I've understood to meet someone and know, oh, this person, I fuck with them, like just off instant connection. And there's no rhyme or reason as to why you should feel that way, other than something about you just spoke to me the same way my favorite color does. And I'm here. And that's just what it is. And a lot of people, it's more so like, why? I don't want to say why am I here, but you know right away, like this will never go anywhere. They can be the coolest person. They can do all the things that you like. They can be thoughtful. They can be caring. They can never forget anything. They can cater to you, whatever you into. And if it's not in you, if you don't have that connection or that bond, it just ain't never gonna work. I know people subscribe to the whole. Like I like who like me. I can't do that. I would have been settled down if that was the case. No. But there's a lot of people that like, man, I like who like me, and I'm gonna make it work. Because I remember asking one of my boys, who is in love and has an incredible marriage. I remember asking him specifically, I said, do you feel like this is the one? Or do you feel like you had to decide and choose to make this work? And I was surprised when he said I had to make this work. Like it wasn't like a soulmate type of like the stars aligned and the heavens opened up.
To me.
It is crazy to me. Like that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense to me. And I don't want to beat myself up over it and feel like I'm the crazy one for feeling how I feel. Because I genuinely do think like I want it to be. I don't want to be naive and say everything is going to be a like romantic comedy type of setup. But I also have been in enough. I've had enough relationships with women to know like I've never been surprised by a woman I ended up with. But see, I don't want to talk myself into you.
Agree with that. I agree with that. But see, in my warped brain, I'm looking at it like what you just said. If that ain't the case, if the case ain't, I feel like this is the person I'm supposed to be with versus I'm going to make this work. I don't feel like I'm going to make this work as happiness. I don't feel like that's love. Well, excuse me, it could be love. Because if somebody that you adore and you want to make it work, I feel like that's an act of love, making sure that you guys can make it work. But I don't feel like I would sign up for that. I'm not signing up for I gotta make this work. Like I don't want to do that. I don't want to try to make this work. I want to be like head over heels for somebody if I'm gonna be in a relationship. That way, if I feel like if it's I want to be like, nigga, that's my wife. Like it can't be if I get mad at her, I'm looking at her like, let's get away from me. Like it's still gotta be, even when I'm pissed off. Like you slick can't resist her. That's what I would be looking for if I was going to be in a long-term relationship again. So I can't be. I'm gonna make it work.
Yeah, man. I like to say, I just mentioned all that just because I think it's there are some sacrifices that come with it. And maybe that's not a sacrifice because once again, it's more though like where I am and just I'm comfortable with that. If I was yearning for it, I think it'd be different, but I'm comfortable just being where I am in this phase of life, and we'll take it from there. But I do want to find that person, but I'm also not going to. I told him I will never be it's time, so close my eyes, I choose you. Like, nah, man. It's gonna be some real shit.
Let me ask you this. Do you think it's less likely or more likely as you continue to be successful in this, and maybe we grow an empire from this, and you are in the best financial situations you've ever been in your life? You think it's less likely or more likely that you would be in a long-term or marriage or relationship?
I could probably be in a long-term relationship. Marriage, no. Like it just doesn't make
so it just, the more successful you get, the less likely it's going to be that you get married.
It doesn't make any logical sense.
What if she was a business person? Because you got to think you're going to be in different spaces. So like, what if she's more successful than you? Like you got game, you can like once we start getting in them rooms and you see the chick that was on Insecure and see like you know what I'm saying? So like, what if she more successful than you?
That's a great question. That's a really good question, Spike Lou. Well, they'd have to be dope as shit. I don't really care about their success because I feel like once again I can do this as well. Because like I said, it's about that time and that commitment and what's really going on. And I don't want to do the fake shit either. I don't want to have I don't have an Instagram relationship. I know that one TikTok couple just broke up and people been going crazy about that. Like, I think that's wild to me. Like, people getting famous off of being with other people is crazy to me. But either way, I want it to be genuine and real. I want it to all be parts of my life that I enjoy doing, that I wake up for. Like you said it perfectly. When I'm angry or when I'm upset about something, I still want to be there for you. I still want to talk through it. I don't want to go to bed angry, like one of them type niggas. So it's more likely if they are successful, just because, you never want to. I mean, I just think this is free game. I think everybody should know this. You don't want to be in a relationship for somebody with nobody that has anything to lose. Like, both people need to have equally, if not, a little bit less to lose than the other person, because otherwise it's never going to work out. And that's just some real shit. So, and marriage is just a terrible contract. Yeah, like if you read a terrible contract, it's just not. If it was any other thing and you read that contract, you would never sign it. You would never sign it. But the fact that it's love and marriage, like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do this, and everybody, people divorce for whatever reasons they do, but you got 50% is high. That's crazy. It's one out of two. It's got to be happening at that rate for a reason.
So you saying you're not on some I'm never getting married shit because I'm getting married. It's more so like the contract of it. So you would be in a long term, I fuck with you relationship, like we're building together. It's just we never went and got the paperwork done.
I would get the paperwork done in this phase right now, but if I was super successful, and then I met someone that
was also super successful or not super successful.
If I met somebody that was super successful, the likelihood of getting married would probably be higher. Right, if it wasn't, and if I'm the one that has everything to lose, in 6 months you hear on the tabloids that nigga they call it quits, and I'm however many millions of a payout and alimony. Like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not about to pay you to go fuck another nigga. Like, you got me fucked up. Like, I'm not doing none of that. So that's what it is. I have too much to lose by being married. Like, you know what I mean? Just the legal part of it.
Yeah, unless they as successful as you are. I get that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's crazy thing to say. Yeah, I don't think so either. Like, I don't. Yeah, people.
Because I mean, women look at it like that too. Like, women are never going to date down or marry down. Men do that.
As they shouldn't do that. That's why I don't know if anybody I don't know how many people out there are movie buffs to the degree of Spike and myself, where we're pretty much every weekend at the movie theater. But there was a movie that came out last year, The Materialist. Dakota Johnson, Chris Evans, Pedro Pascal. Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna talk about it. But either way, the ending wasn't real. No, it's not really that. It's not really. It was a disappointment. I was really excited about it, and I'm like, nah. She ended up with the broke. This dude, Pedro Pascal's character, is a multi-millionaire. Like Maybach with the driver millionaire.
It's ridiculous. I looked at the previews. Penthouse. I looked at the previews and figured she was gonna go with the broke dude.
She went with the broke dude, and that would never happen. That was my biggest beef walking out the theater. Like, that would never happen in New York City. Like,
that's why I like. You don't watch Industry, do you?
Nah.
On HBO.
I need to start.
You have to start. It's probably the best show on TV. Even over Mayor of King's. It's probably the best show on TV. But, I can't even say it. No, you ain't watched it. You finna to. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna have that on my list. I got a ton of TV to watch. Either way,
move that to the top of your list because a new season just started.
Yeah, I know. When you said it on deck, that's what made me want to do it.
Please move that to the top. I need somebody to talk
to
TV with. It's season 4. It's probably be the last season. If next season, next season probably be the last season, but it's probably one of the best shows on TV that nobody knows about. It's a mix of the perfect explanation for it is it's a mix of Succession and Euphoria.
Okay,
that's a perfect description of the show. It's Succession and Euphoria blended together.
Producer Spike, man, I feel that. But yeah, I said to your point, the whole point I even went on that rant was it's not realistic for anybody, woman, man, to just, I don't want to say date down, but date down.
I think men, it's realistic for men though, because we feel like you feel like we could say bitches, like especially if you up, you know what I'm saying, you might find
that's love. That's you, but you in love if you do that.
Yeah, a little stray cat you trying to save or something.
It
happened here and there and then.
Yeah, and I don't. You know what? Never mind.
Look at Casino. Casino, perfect example.
Yeah, he's a dummy. Sam Ross,
but niggas do that. Niggas do that though. I've seen that happen in the hood. Like I've seen niggas like man, bro, what is you doing? I've seen that happen.
Yeah, man, that's
too much Sam Rothstein, man.
Bars. What yeah, you didn't answer. Like, what is something that what do you feel like you sacrificed from doing this? How does that and how does it make you feel?
It's of the same vein, relationships, like really committing.
But once again, is that really a sacrifice?
Right. I mean,
like if you didn't record, would you still be trying to get in a relationship?
Not a relationship, but building towards one or anything like that. Like all my time is dedicated to either making money at work or making money here and recording and doing podcasts. So I don't really have the bandwidth to build not even a relationship like you're saying, but even build a rapport. Like I don't talk to nobody every day. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like, so to think that shooting texts or having phone conversations or FaceTimes and going on dates and doing those things, like I have time to do that, but that's my me time, and I would prefer to just like do me versus scheduling time to do that. So it's the main thing that it's affected is in my head, even when I meet somebody new and think about what it'll take to get her, it's be like, hey, Brian, I'm not gonna do all that. I'm gonna have to text you probably daily. We're gonna have to have a couple phone calls. Like beyond this initial conversation that I met you and got your contact with, that's probably the most you're gonna get from me. Like I don't got time. I don't have no desire. Like a quality female, I feel like has to be courted, or else we gonna look at her differently as men. And you like an easy female, that's fine, that's cool. We'll accept that, but you can't build with that. You gotta court somebody that you gonna like. The girl that makes you court her, and I ain't saying she running the full court press making you jump through hoops, but I'm saying you have to be on your shit when you take her somewhere, when you call her, when you text. It can't be just a WYD or finna leave here, about to come through. Like the women that make you do that, I just don't have time for. But that's the quality that you want too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what I've accepted to myself when I'm even having conversation to meet new women. It's like, oh, okay.
Do you have? Let me ask.
I'll take the number, but I'll probably it'll be 2 or 3 texts and it's over with. It's over with.
So let me ask you, man. If I relate to that so much, man, that shit don't make no sense. It's almost scary.
Nigga, that shit happen to me weekly.
Listen. I literally, man, I gotta share. I'll share it with you after we finish, bro. I gotta show you this shit that just happened. Literally, I just had to send one of the messages like, "Hey, man, like I appreciate it." I hit her with the I'm flattered. I'm flattered, but this ain't never gonna be that. It ain't gonna be that. Like,
never. Cause why?
Just want to be upfront with you because I see you pressing. I thought I could ignore it a couple times and you pick up. Because we ain't even cool enough for me to even like feel bad about it. Now I gotta like, all right, let me just.
I gotta acknowledge.
Acknowledge this. Let me ask you a question. Do you have someone like actually local in Atlanta, a woman that you could like just go out with and kick it with? I'm not even talking about any type of relationship or feelings for each other. I mean, just a woman with good, I guess as they say, feminine energy, or to chop it up with, talk about life with, the same way we do. Like, but do you have a woman that you can do that maybe once a month, once every couple months, anything like that? Because and why you think on that? Okay, and the only reason I'm even bringing
not without them thinking it would be more than what
more than that. Okay,
yeah, I have friends. I do have friends like that at home. Yeah, like at home. Like it's like we meeting up. I've been knowing you forever. Like we just chilling, getting drink. Yeah, I have friends like that at home 100%. I don't want people to think that. But local here in Atlanta, they ain't never been on no. I ain't never met a chick who thought I was trying to be her friend. I'll say that.
Well, all right. And it usually doesn't work like that. It usually just happenstance. Like me and Keith, like that's kind of just stumbled into it. But the reason I even bring that up and even shouted her out earlier is just because I didn't know how important that was for me until I met her. I didn't know how important it was to, you know, we talk about how important it is to talk to the fellas and make sure we check in with them. I didn't know how important it was to be able to pick up your homegirl and go out for dinner or go out to a movie and do whatever and just talk, and there's no extra thoughts of, am I staying here tonight, or none of that, because having experienced that really helped me shift my mindset of like, man, I need to probably go to therapy and unpack all of this, because it made me like, oh, this is really dope. Like, I enjoy this time. Why can't it be this simple in other areas of life? Like, you know what I mean? And really start looking into it. But you just realize how important that is, and something that, you know, if you don't have it, or if every relationship you have with a woman is you fucking her or her thinking you want to do that. And I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about in general. Like, if everything, there was a moment in time where all of my interaction with women were, you up?
Non-platonic. Not platonic. Like, this is not platonic at all.
Yeah, exactly. And then you realize, like, oh shit. And I know that for a lot of people, you're probably thinking like, yo, this is like one-on-one shit. This is easy shit. I get it. But once again, I've lived a life, y'all. I've lived a life. Yeah, when you have when you're able to just talk to whoever, you just don't see the, you know, the benefit of slowing down.
I agree. I understand what you're saying. Yeah. But yeah, having women platonic friends, I feel like, is super important.
Incredibly,
you know what I mean, like, and there's the thing that goes around is men can't do that, because if you give them a chance, we're gonna take it. Do you agree with that? Like, think about your attractive platonic friends. Like, if happenstance like you.
That happened to me once.
Can we ever cut that off?
Yeah, you can for sure. You have to, the stars have to align in where you are in life. Because I do think as men, you reach a point, and I think we're both at it right now, where the juice just ain't worth the squeeze. Like me, there have been moments where I think to myself, like, me fucking you isn't even worth it. Like, it's not even worth it. It's not worth it. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? It's not worth especially if I know this ain't nothing. It's not worth that conversation after the fact. It's not worth the weird dance of
what happens.
You wanted to text me every day. It's not even worth it. Like, I just much rather just keep my peace, go home, and call it a day. Even though there are moments where you just have, you know, hey, I got to make this shake, and it shakes, and then you're still in that same situation. But I remember having we could probably end with this, which is regrets. One of the biggest regrets I have, especially in this space, is I had a homegirl that my dog, and this goes back to, I had known her since elementary, but we really got cool like towards the end of middle school. In high school, my motherfucking dog, you hear me? Like, super tight, and we had always been platonic, like not even like an inkling of but we had chemistry. Like, the chemistry was there. And we remained friends throughout college, throughout our adult years. And then, like, one of those friendships where, like, I know her niggas, like, not her niggas like that, but her dude, like, her actual boyfriends, like, that I get introduced because, you know, I'm fam. Like, I wasn't going nowhere. Like, that's my nigga. So I seen that, saw ups and downs and all that, and literally been a platonic friend, a genuine friend. And then one day, like, the switch just flips. And
one of her niggas,
it was a slow gradual. You said what?
One of her niggas told her to stop talking to you.
No. Not that. No, she had already broken up with this dude by then, even though that has happened to me before. On numerous occasions where a nigga, like, I've had a woman hit me up on some, like, my dude don't want me to be cool with you. Like, women I never even done anything with. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I'm too dis. I ain't
connected. I just said okay. I just said all right. Like, it ain't, it's whatever. There's some other things that even go into that, like, tell that man to go.
I can see that. I ain't gonna lie. I can see that with you, Rich. I can see that. I ain't gonna lie. I can see that. That's where I like that. I ain't cool with that many women like that. So, because look, even what you just said when you was like, we were super tight, I was like, I would never describe a relationship that I had with a woman like that.
Nah, we were super tight.
I just don't.
Man.
I don't
like,
got those type of relationships. So like a woman wouldn't even have to be explaining me to her significant other. Like I'm not even that active to know for her to him to even know about me.
So yeah, this is like my best friend. Like, but she was a woman. It's like one of my one of my best friends, but she was a woman. Like, it was a very like dope thing, and then we ended up dating.
Like,
and then that fucked up everything. Fucked up everything. And if I could go back, I would have never done that shit. Never would have done that shit because we were so tight. And then I started dating her and realizing like I don't want to do this.
Nope.
Like, this was because we were tight. And you think that since we're so tight, it makes sense to be in a relationship. And it don't always work like that. There's so many other factors that go into it. And I'm like, damn, like I fucked up.
Plus it helped when she cute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it fucked up the friendship.
Us as niggas can't cut off the horny and be like, I shouldn't do this, but I'm gonna try it out just to see because she cute. Like, we fucked up like that. Women can like not do that, but us as men, like, we can't not do that. Like, if she cute, you gotta at least be like, I know this is a bad idea, but I at least gotta like, I at least gotta take the temperature, bro.
I remember back in Toledo, man. Shout out to my nigga Chaz, man. Shout out to Chaz. Shout out to best episode ever, man. We promise we're gonna get that back up and running.
You got to.
Chaz with the dead serious face. You know what I'm talking about because you heard how serious he was about the Ronda Rousey shit. This is back so in college years and them years, that's when like you meet women and they was like, brother, like they try to call you their brothers and shit. You know that era. Everybody been through that era where, oh, that's my sister, that's my brother.
I got a couple
Chaz will look at the women dead ass in their face. Hey, I'm not your brother. I'll fuck. Like, I will fuck. Like, I'm not your brother. Like,
that's good because they'll try to slip that on you though.
They'll try to slide that on you.
They'll try to slide the brother.
Like, Chaz will tell them straight up, I am not your brother. Like, if the opportunity presents itself, I'm taking you down. So that shit hilarious, man. It's funny how it works.
Man. Chaz funny as hell.
Chaz funny as shit, man. But yeah, that's how it works, man. And like I said, I think the difference in what we was talking about just now was I had so many years in that relationship. That's the part I regret. There's so much foundation built that I should never mess with that. So if it's something that I've done like that, and you know, if I got a homegirl for that long, even if she is cold, like I'm not gonna cross that line.
Wait, what was the determining factor to make you be like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do it"?
I can't talk about that. I can't talk about that on here. You know exactly what it was too, because you asked that question. I know you know what it was. And I ain't gonna do that.
Sometimes you just gotta see. Sometimes you just have to see.
And I was like, damn, I should have just kept that a mystery. Now, because nope, not gonna be able to do
it. Sometimes you just gotta see, and then it don't be worth it. You be like, God damn, I could have saved myself some time. That's funny,
man. But yeah, man, I know we got more questions, but I think that's a perfect place to land the plane, man.
Yeah, that is, man.
You know, it ended up being like a relationship episode, man. And I think that's I don't
People
know if we talk about that.
People like that.
And I would love to have this even further. Like I said, I want to once
this was one of the critiques that Dro had. He's like, nigga, y'all single. Like, talk about bitches sometime, nigga. I'm vicariously living through y'all. So yeah, that was one of his critiques he had.
I'm gonna keep it all the way real, and I don't even know if I can say that because let me put it like this: you never know who's listening. I'll just say that you never know who's listening.
I'm just gonna leave you out there with it. I'm gonna leave the awkward silence out there.
Hey, but take that how you want. I will not explain any further. But sometimes there's certain things that I would love to say, but I'm like, man,
for the record, I have no idea who Rich is talking about. I don't want nobody to think that it's an inside joke. I have no idea who he's talking about or what's going on in that situation. So I just want that to be known.
Yeah, you just never know who's listening. You know,
yeah,
people hear a story and you tell a story on here and you get a text like, we never did that. I'm like, I wasn't talking about you. That's the type of shit that happens. And now you got a whole nother conversation that's going on. Like, well, who was it? Now, see, we ain't doing that. Because once I start telling now, once you realize that wasn't our experience, now you're trying to figure out who it was. God. Like, so
before we go, I want to recommend, and maybe this could be our first book.
Okay.
I want you to look it up, and then next week we can talk about if it's what something we want to do. It's written by Tim S. Grover, and it's called That's Michael Jordan's trainer.
Yep, I know.
And it's called The Unforgiving Race to Greatness, Winning. It was recommended to me today, and if you like it, I would say let's dive into it and make that one of the first official book club. I was just recommending. I haven't done anything. I was just recommended it today, and the explanation behind the recommendation was very convincing. So I said, I'm gonna run this by Rich, and maybe this can be the first thing that we read for our book club. The explanation behind the recommendation is like, you're not, and it goes to what we were talking about for this year. The person that recommended this told me, he's like, you're not going to read this book and be comfortable. If you're not like trying to win, if you ain't actively like, nigga, you bullshit.
Yeah.
Like if you're not able to hold yourself accountable enough to be like, I know I'm not doing that. And he's saying that in this book, and it's telling me this is the spark I need. He was like, this book is going to make you uncomfortable in the sense of I'm not doing enough.
That's what we need.
I felt like that was a great recommendation for the first one.
Let's read a chapter or two, however, at least one chapter. Okay. And then, as we do this, we can figure out how we want to kind of break this up as far as like discussing it on here. I have to have little small segments and go from there. But I think being uncomfortable is what's needed all 2026, man. Because uncomfortable, I've said this before. One of my favorite quotes ever. A comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. You know what I mean?
Facts.
That is one of my favorite quotes, and it's like some of the realest shit ever. So this year we need to be uncomfortable. That's why we started it out with the chapter that we did last week. We want to make sure that you're never comfortable. You're on edge a little bit because you never know. You never know when somebody's like, "Yo, you ain't doing enough." Shout out to the movie Whiplash. J.K. Simmons' character said that the two most dangerous words in the human language are "good job."
Because you think you're doing what you're supposed to. Yeah, I could totally see that. Because you get this relief.
Words in the human,
yep. That is 1,000,000% true. Damn, that's good.
So yeah, man, I think that's something to build on. We can definitely do that.
And the official name of it.
Oh, go ahead.
The official name of it is "Winning the Unforgiving Race to Greatness."
Yeah.
By Tim Grover.
Please mark that down, y'all. Check it out. Real quick, before I do sign off, I do want to say this, mainly to the bookworms and everybody out there listening, man. I don't know if I've ever taken the time to just stop and appreciate y'all for this space. Like, I'm not a secretive person, but I am a private person. I talk about stuff, but it's a very select few people who I'm very spiking myself talked about. One of the big reasons we work is our transparency. When we do talk, they're meaningful conversations. We don't have to talk every day just to say what you're doing. Like when we talk, it's going to be something that's real and we get something from it and go from there. But those are the type of people I share certain things with that know about my life and these adventures and things of that nature. And there are certain things where as I'm getting older, and I talked about how my sister had told me, like, I just don't think you want to be with nobody. And I found offended. I'm offended because I feel seen. You know what I'm saying? I think because, like, damn, you saw that. Like, you saw that? I thought I was covering that up pretty well. And damn, like, I'm slipping. Not slipping, but you just realize the beauty of being able to bare your soul a little bit more and be okay with saying, you know what? Yeah, I am a little bit insecure about that. Or, yeah, I am. That does fuck with me a little bit. Sometimes I can get in the habit of always playing it cool, but sometimes shit fuck with me, and sometimes things bother me. And it's a good, even if I stumble around, even if I'm not as direct yet, because there are some things that I'm still like, should I say that? Should I keep that to myself? It felt good this episode to kind of stumble around the conversation and really open up about some of my honest thoughts on relationships. We didn't even really get into the internal thoughts of not being in one. You know what I mean? And kind of like the jeers you might get, like telling someone like, I ain't never lived with a woman. And they're like, huh? Like, how is that happening? Like, how is that possible? Like, you know, I've like shared space. Yeah, I've shared space with women. Like you got the pretty much like we live with each other, but that's not the same as living with someone. No, and I understand that. But also you do internalize that sometimes. Like, damn, is something wrong with me that I ain't done that yet? Or I ain't really had this super like 5-year relationship, or whatever the case is. Those are things that are in your head that you would never probably think or about me that I'm carrying. So I want to thank y'all, and obviously you, Spike Lou, and Mo, just for having a space to do something that I probably a year ago wouldn't have had discussed. I don't think I would have done a relationship episode, or 2 years ago, I know for sure I wouldn't have. But to feel comfortable saying, like, let me pull back all the layers. If we're gonna do this, let's do it all the way. And it's not a finished product, but I do appreciate everybody out there for taking the time to listen and hopefully at least understand where we're trying to get when we have these conversations. It's not a finished product. It's not perfect, but it does feel good to start taking those steps and really work towards it.
You're right. I want to acknowledge that as well, and shout out to Mo. I remember one of the few stipulations that I had was we ain't talking relationships. Like when me and him was doing it, because I just wasn't in that space. But like you said, me and you being so comfortable with each other and being able to be transparent, sometimes we forget we record and people are going to listen to this, and it's more like a phone call conversation. And I think that's the appeal and the pull of this. Like normally me and you, like if someone brought or asked you or me to come on a podcast to talk about what we just talked about, like, no, I'm not doing that, bro.
No. Not at all.
No,
it had to be here. It had to be with you.
Yeah, that ain't even my field. No, I'm not doing it. But the same shout out go back to you that you gave to me in the sense of I appreciate you in the sense of helping me being more comfortable in being able to do these things and talk about these things. Because like I said, even with Mo, I was telling him, and we got to that place eventually too. But just even then, it was like, bro, I ain't talking about none of that. I don't want to do none of the. And it was because of like it was becoming so normalized in podcasts, and we talking about $200 dates and shit like that. That was mainly what I meant. But just being able to share our views on relationships as single men and our experiences, and being open enough to like not avoid any questions and be like, I don't want to talk about that, and just having the conversation. That's what this space was created for. When I thought of Another Week in the Books, that's what I wanted it to be. And I wanted us to enjoy and get something from doing it. And I appreciate you being able to say, hey, you know what? Let's do it.
I appreciate that, man. That means a lot to me, and a perfect way to end this episode. I know we said this before, but that's just a beauty of this, because we literally didn't have, as of 3-something today, I text Spike Lou, like, you got anything? Like, nah, you. I'm
what
like,
you want to talk about?
And just being able to just have the relationship that we have, I didn't for 1 second doubt that we would figure it out.
No,
like all we gotta do is get the conversation going, and it'll lead. It'll go from there. So
it didn't even worry me when you text me. That
we'll figure it out, man. So shout out to all y'all out there, man. awitb2022@gmail.com. I do have access to the Gmail, so if you send an email, I will read it on air on our next chapter. Add Another Week in the Books on Instagram. Hit us up individually. Go ahead.
To that email or on the Instagram, send the questions of the week. We want to take y'all questions of the week. We want to ask those questions, have conversations about those. Of course, we'll come with our own as well, but send us the questions of the week, man, or anything else that you want to talk about.
And it doesn't have to be like you
ain't got to be serious,
like some kind of odd question. It could
a question.
It doesn't, or it could be an opportunity for y'all to connect directly. If you listen to something that we talk about, maybe there's a chapter in the past that you're like, you know what? I always wanted to get clarity on what you meant by that. Maybe that's the question of the week. Who knows? Whatever y'all, it could be silly as like, who gonna win a Super Bowl? Who knows, man? Just we want that interaction. We want y'all to reach out. We appreciate it. Hit us up. Let's all get better this week, man. Proud of all y'all. Let's keep it rolling into next week. We out.
Peace.